Let us start the class. So till now, what we have seen is we have seen about seen the loops, and we have even practiced the loops. Okay. So in the loops, what we were doing something like we were using this range, and we were able to print something repeatedly. We were able to uh, reverse a number. We were able to some count the number of digits and all those things, right? We have done some sufficient practice examples with loops. Okay. Now, what we will be moving on towards is, so before I want to start lists topic today, but before that, let us see something. This a range. It is little bit what it is called peculiar. We were able to see that if I try to print the range, I don't get anything. Okay, but let us see something more that we can do with the range. So when I say a range of 5, when I say range of 5, it means 0 to 4, the numbers from 0 to 4. If I write here 1 comma 5, that means 1 to 4. Okay, now if I do print of this, I don't get anything. I just get a range. It is a range object, so I don't get anything. What is it? Py for loop dot py. Okay, so what do I get here? I get just a range like this. I don't get anything. But when we were trying to do something like sum of 1 to 10, we were doing like we are taking for loop for x in range of 1 comma 11, and then we were doing it. But there is a simple way to do that. I can use a sum function. Okay, if I use a sum function, sum of range. Okay, sum of range of 1 comma 5. What this will give me? It will do the sum of all the numbers from 1 to 4. That means 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 4 is 10. So I should get 10 here. Let us see, are we getting the 10 or not? Save it, run it. Yes, I got 10. Okay, in this way also you can find the sum of n numbers. Okay, without going for the whole for loop. Instead of using the for loop, you can do it in a simpler way. Okay, that's it what I wanted to discuss. Okay, now I'll move on to a new topic, that is lists. But before that, we need to know what different kinds of data type we have in Python. Okay, so I'll name this as lists.py. Okay, now we have initially seen that we have a number data type, we have a string data type, right? They write str, so I'll write it as string. Okay, no problem. Then number is there, string is there, then boolean is there, which they, so number they write it as number only, right? number, number. Then string, how they write as str. Okay, string they write it as str. Boolean they write as bool, bool. Okay, do we not get number as number? Let us check. Print type of 4. What do I get? Py lists.py. Oh, sorry, it is int. Okay, so it is given as int. Okay, number is given as int. Again, number can be int or float. It can be anything, isn't it? String is str, boolean is bool. Okay, but these data types are different from what we are going to discuss now. How they are different? Let us see. These number, strings, and booleans, they can store only one value at a time. We cannot store more than one value at a time. Okay. That means if I have a variable called val x equal to where x equal to 10, and if I write x equal to 20, and if I try to print the value of x, what do I get? I get only 20. Okay, this I will comment it. Hmm. So if I run this, I get 20. What is happening here when I'm putting 10 first and then 20 second, the 10 value went into X, and then when I write this next line, the 20 is overridden. So sorry, 10 is overridden with 20. So 10 will be replaced with 20. So X cannot store more than one value at a time. The same thing happens with strings and booleans. These data types can store only one value at a time. Okay. So what we have to do is we don't need to do anything. Python has given us some more data types. There are some more data types which are again divided into two types. Some types are known as sequence types, some are known as mapping types. These sequence type or mapping types are sequence type or mapping types. These types will help us to store more than one value at a time. Okay. Sequence type or mapping type will help us to store more than one value at a time. Now again, inside sequence type, some certain data types are there. In mapping type, again, certain data types are there. Okay. So what is there in sequence type? In sequence type, they are known as sequence type. And these two combined together, sequence and mapping combined together, are known as iterables. Okay, sequence and mapping type together are known as iterables. Iterables are of two types: sequence type, mapping type. Okay, there may be more types, but now I'll be talking only about two types of iterable, that is sequence type and mapping type. Okay, for our Python basics course, we need this much, and this much is sufficient. Okay, now here sequence types will have different. So sequence types are of, what are the different types of sequence data type? Sequence, so I will write here sequence data type. Okay, sequence data type contains something called lists, str we have already seen, and that str is actually a sequence data type. Okay, but it will not, this thing will not be applied on str, store more than one value at a time, right? Okay, I'll come to that, why it is a sequence data type and why it can be called as iterable. I will say that. Then we have another thing called tuple. Okay, list, string and tuple are known as sequence data type. Here, except string, list and tuple can store more than one value at a time. Okay, str is a normal, just like number and boolean. In other languages, these are known as primitive data types. In other languages like C, C++, Java, JavaScript. So these can store only one value at a time. But all these three can be said that they are sequence type. Why they can be told as sequence type? I'll come to that. Okay. Then we have the mapping type. Mapping data type. Mapping data type again contains something like dictionary. It is known as a dictionary. We'll come to that later on. Not today, but maybe in the next class. Okay. So there are lot other sequence data types also, but now, but in this course, I will be discussing about list, str, and tuple only. Str we have already discussed. Now we need to discuss about list and tuple. And mapping data type also, there will be more, lot of mapping data types. but we will be discussing about dict. Okay, this way the data types can be categorized or divided. Okay, so now what I will do is I'll start with lists, but before that let me tell you why this str is a sequence data type. Okay, so let us see that. So let me create a string. S is equal to hello. This is a string data type, and we have seen that this s can store only one value at a time. In the next line, if I write s equal to welcome, what will happen? S equal to welcome. So this hello will be replaced by welcome, and if I print the s, I get, if I print the s, I get welcome only, not the hello. Okay, fine. But this s helps us to use the square bracket syntax using an index. We have seen in the first class, I think. What happens is if I do s of 0, I get w. If I write s of 5, I am getting m. So this way we are able to use the or access the characters of the string using index. Because we are able to do this, that's why it is known as a sequence data type. Okay, wherever we are able to do this kind of uh, indexing, these are known as sequence data type. What about, can we do something like looping on this? Let us see. I'll come to looping on strings later on, but just I want to see for a in s, what do I get? Print a. What will happen if I do this? S means string. So what did I get? I got all the letters. That means I'm able to loop on a string. For a in s, a means each letter. Okay. For the first time, a means w. Second time, a means e. Third time, a means l, like that. Okay. So this way, I'm able to loop on a string also. I'm able to use the index. I'm able to loop. That's why these strings are known as sequence data type. Okay. They are known as sequence data type because of this reason. Okay. So that is the thing. That's what I wanted to discuss. Now let us move on to the other sequence data types, that are lists. Okay. Today we'll be discussing only about lists. So let us see. What are these lists? Lists are a data structure. It is a Python data structure which will help us to store more than one value at a time. So let me take something like numbers is the name I'm giving to the variable, and I write a square bracket like this. Okay, I use a square bracket like this and I can store these numbers here. Now this numbers is a list. You can see what it is saying. Numbers is of type list, which is having integers, which is having numbers. We can see list square bracket int, it is written. If I write here comma hello, it will not say int. It is saying it is just a list. Okay, numbers is a list because here it doesn't know what it stores. It can store anything. But when I write like this, it is saying numbers is of type. It is a list. It is having list of integers. Okay, fine. In the same way, I can have a names list. Names is having Deepti, Preeti, and Raju. So this names is a list of string str, list of str. This is a list of int. Okay, so two types of lists we are able to see here. So that means list can store any data, and it is not like that it will store only numbers or only strings. I can have something like my list. equal to, I can have 1 comma 1 comma some hello, then some 45, then 64, then some boolean value as well, true, then again a string like welcome. Okay, it can store anything. Even it can store another list 2 comma 3. Okay, this way we can store anything in a list. So this will be taken as a list, non-basic list. Python doesn't know what I want, what I can store here. But you, by looking at this list, Python is able to say that this is a list of integers. And by looking at this, Python is able to tell us that this is a list of strings. But by looking at this, we are not, Python is not able to identify what kind of list it is. Okay. So so this means the list can store anything and we are not getting any error, no red lines, nothing. Okay. Fine. Now, these kind of lists where we have only one type of data are known as homogeneous lists. And this list where we have different data types, number, string, number, boolean, again a list. So this kind of list is known as a heterogeneous list. Okay, these two are homogeneous list and this one is a heterogeneous list. Okay, this way we can store more than one value at a time. These are different from numbers and strings. Now, let us remove all these things. Let us come back to our numbers list. Let us see what we can get from here. And let me change the numbers. Let's say 23, 11, 58, 90, 2, and 14. Okay. This is a list of numbers. That is fine. Now, these lists will also follow the same index that we saw in strings. So numbers of 0 means 23, numbers of 1 means 11, numbers of 2 means 58, numbers of 3 means 90, 4 means 2, 5 means 40. Okay. So if I do this console.log of numbers of 3. Sorry. What am I writing? I have to write here print. If I print this numbers of 3, what do I get? I get 90 because at 3 third position 0, 1, 2, 3. At 3 I am having 90. So this way I can get the value. Okay, fine. Then that is working. Then we had also seen another thing in the strings, that is len. So let us first see what are the similarities between the string and list and what are the differences between string and list, that I want to see. First similarity that we have seen here is that we can use the index. Second similarity is that this len length is also working. So if I write print of len of numbers, what will happen? What is the length? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so if I save this and run this, I'm getting 6. So length is also working fine. Then if everything is same, then what is the difference? We can even do all those slicing. Do you remember? We were doing some slicing in the strings like print numbers of 1 colon 3. That means select the numbers 1 and 2. First index and second index. Sorry, from first index. That means not a 0. I omit the zeros and that means it will give me 11 and 58 in the output. So I'm getting 11 and 58. This is also working. If I write here nothing, that means from first 11 to 14, everything will come. So these are also similar to what string was doing. If I don't put the first value, it is taking from the beginning to 5. That means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means it will print the whole list. See, it is printing the whole list. Oh, 5 means it will omit the that value, right? So that is also same like string. If I put a 4 here, it will not consider this one. It will print up to 90. So it is printing up to 90. Okay, fine. So these all things are similar. Then what is the difference? The difference is that when I have a string, let's say ggg is equal to hello, I'm able to do all these things: indexing, then length, then slicing. All these things are working. But if I try to change one of the values, like ggg of 1, sorry, ggg of 1 is equal to y, this will not work. After this, if I try to print the ggg, what is the meaning of this line? This second line, what I'm trying to do is at index 1, what is there at index 1? I want to replace this index 1 character e with y. I want to put y in place of e. If I do this, I am seeing that it is not supporting. str object does not support item assignment. Why this is happening? Because strings are immutable. Strings cannot be changed. Strings can be replaced but cannot be modified or changed. Okay, that is what happens with string. But the same thing if I do with numbers. Numbers of 1 is equal to 1 not 1. What will happen? We will be able to change the list. See, at one position, position 1, the 11 was replaced with 101. Okay, so this way, these lists are not immutable, lists are mutable. Okay, lists can be modified, changed, replaced, anything can be done with list. That is the difference between string and lists. Otherwise, the remaining things, whatever we have seen, are similar. Like both are following the index way of position, index way of accessing and modifying and for positioning. Then next thing we have seen, both are having the length method. Length is working on both of them. And then next thing is the only difference is that we cannot change something in in a string. That's why it is immutable, but lists are mutable. Okay, that's it. Now, now let us come back to our numbers list. What else can be done with this? These are some of the basic characters. Now, hmm, now we have seen that again one more similarity in the strings we were getting negative index. Here also we can have negative index. So let's say print numbers of -1. This should give us 14 in the output. Numbers of -1. Numbers of -2 will give me 2. Okay, this way negative indexes are or are also supported. Okay, fine. We have seen the length, we have seen the accessing, modifying. Okay. Now one more thing is there. One more thing, what it is a numbers. Okay, fine. Let me make this as even nums. So here I will have some even numbers like 2, 4, 6, 8, and I'll have some odd nums. So I have two lists, 1, 3, 5, 7. Okay. Now I can join these two lists. Okay, I can join these two lists. How this can be done? I can have something like all nums is equal to even nums plus odd nums. What will happen? Let us see. If I do this, I have to print it, right? Print all nums. So what do I get? I got 24681357. Okay, I am able to join the two lists using the plus operator. And this process, this phenomenon is known as concatenation. Okay, it is known as concatenation. Using concatenation, we are able to join or merge two arrays into one array. Now this all nums is an array which contains all the elements of even nums and odd nums. Okay, so this will also be supported. Okay, then what else is there? Now I can write something like this. All nums instead of doing this. So this is concurrent. This is 100% sure that it will join the two arrays. But if I write something like this, all nums, again a square bracket, and then I write even nums, comma, odd nums. What will happen? I am creating a new array which contains even nums, which is this array and this array, odd nums. So this is an array inside array. Inside this square bracket, two arrays will be there, even nums and odd nums. Let us see how this looks like. See this. I can even have an list of lists. This is a list. This is the main list. Inside the main list, I have two more small lists are there. Okay. This is how the list behavior in Python. We can use this comma to just put it side by side. Okay. Then what can be done? Now let us move on to the looping on these lists. Okay, so let me take this all nums. Okay, what did I get here? So I'll take this array, okay, this list, and I'll put it here. And I'll remove all these things. Print all nums. Okay, fine. Now what I want to do is I want to loop through this array. So normally what I will be doing for x in. So let us see in how many different ways we can loop on this array. For x in all nums, will it work? Let us see that. Print. In how many different ways I can print the numbers inside this array? Print x. Okay. Is this working? Let us see. Yes, it is working. 24681357. It is able to print. Then let us see some more other way. What can be done? I'll be using the range function for. So I should write, I will use a num variable, okay, so that it is relevant for num in range. So I'll comment this now. This code is totally working fine. I'll comment this for num in range of what? Num in a range of the index is starting from 0, right? Can I write directly all nums here? If I write like this, will it work? I don't think this will work. Print num. What this will give us? Maybe it will give us error. Let us see. So it is giving us error. Okay, we cannot do this because the range function will take only numbers. I cannot pass a list directly. So what I need to do is I have to tell the range of the numbers. So the range is starting from 0 and it is going up to how much? It is going up to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, but how do I get How do I get 7 index? That can be done by getting the length. The length is how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 minus 1 is the length, minus 1 is the limit. Okay. Or else length minus 1 is the limit, that is fine. But this range will not consider the second value, isn't it? So I have to go for length. What is the length? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I put here 8, what will happen? It will take 0 to 7, and 7 is the last index, isn't it? So I have to use the 8, but I cannot directly use the 8. Instead of that, I'll write length of all nums. What is the length of all nums? Length of all nums is 8. And when I write 0, 8, it will take up to 0 to 7. So this will also print all the values. Let us see. So are we getting all the values? Yes, we are getting all the values. But it is starting from 0. So what is happening? It is printing, it is not printing the numbers of the list. It is printing from 0. Okay. So what can be done here? This num is printing the index values only. So I cannot write here print of num. So I have to write here, these are the index. So all nums of num. If I do, then I get the desired output. See, 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 3, 5, 9. So this num I can write it as I. I means index, isn't it? So this is also one way how we can print all the numbers in an array, in a list. Okay. For num in, so this one is a simpler one. Okay. For num in all nums, print num. Or else if you want to use range, this will happen. Okay. Then we can even remove this 0, because range by default it always starts from 0, isn't it? So you can remove the 0, then also you will get the same output. 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 3, 5, 9. Okay. So these are just some of the ways I want you to know, but in real time, we may not go for this one. We may go for this approach. Okay. It is your wish, whatever you want. Sometimes you may go for this one also. Okay. That's it. Now, what else can be done with this thing? Anything more in some other ways we can do this? There is something called enumerate. I'll come to that. Okay, I'll come to that topic. There is something like what it is called. There is a enumerate function. Of enumerate of, let's say, all nums. What does it give us? Does it give us anything? Let us see. I'll come to this enumerate function after some time. Okay, let me complete these things. So it is giving us an address. So this will not work. So it is something like, okay, I'll come to that. It is having a separate syntax like for a in enumerate of all nums, and then we write print a. Okay, then I get the index values. So I get something like this. Okay, so these are nothing but this a is known as a tuple. Okay, I'll come into that. No need to worry. I'll come to the tuples topic later on. But let us complete the other things. So now we know how we can loop through an array. We can just simply use for x in all nums. It will automatically take the each element in x, and I am able to print the x. Okay, this is fine. Now, what else can be done? Can we go to our some of our assignments and see what kind of things we have? So edupoly.com, And assignments, data structure. In JavaScript, they are known as arrays. So we'll try to do these small assignments using arrays. In Python, the arrays are known as lists. Okay. Okay. Fine. So write a script to print all array values in the console. That we have done. This also we have done. We are able to print it. Print all numbers except the first element. What do we do for that? Print all numbers in a list except the first element. I want to print everything, but I want to print from 4 to 9, not everything, right? So this can be done in so many different ways. So if I do this, print all nums of 1 colon, what it will do is it will print an array which will not have the first element. Okay, but if your requirement is no, don't print like that, print one by one, not as a list, then what I have to do is I have to go for the looping. So for num in all nums, here what I have to do is, again I'll show you different ways. So if so not this way, for num in all nums, so let me use another approach. What is this? For I in a range of length of all nums, okay, what this I will have, it will have the index, it will start from 0 to length minus 1 because length will not be considered. Okay, so here what I have to do is, if I greater than 0, only then print the values, isn't it? If I greater than 0, then print all nums of I. If I don't write this line, it will print all the numbers. We have already seen this example just few moments ago. Now if I do this, what will happen? It will print all values except the first value, I greater than 0. And when the I is equal to 0, it is not printing. It is printing only the values which are greater than 0. 4681359. Okay, this is one way. Then any other way can be done. So we'll see that again while we do the enumerate. Okay, that enumerate thing when we do, I will show you how to do that. Okay, fine. And yeah, that's it. Okay, this normal for loop for x in all nums, sorry, that normal looping which we have for num in all nums doesn't give us the index. Okay, that's why we cannot use this normal approach to print conditionally, that is don't print the first value, we cannot say like that. Okay, but using the enumerate we can do it. We'll come to that. Okay, then next, print all elements in an array except the last element. Okay, except the last element means again I can use this one, colon, comma, and then I can write something like print all nums of from the starting to not the last value. That means length of all nums. What it will do, it will omit the last value. All nums minus 1. Length of all nums will give you all the values actually. See here, it is giving me all the value 24681359. If I don't want the last value, I just put minus 1. So it will ignore the last value as a 24681335. But If you don't want it this way, if you want it in loop one by one, then I have to go for I in a range of len of all nums. Again, I can do something like all nums minus 1. Okay. And then I can write print all nums for I, all nums of I. What is happening here? The all nums minus 1. Or length of all nums means 8. 8 minus 1 is 7. 7 is ignored and it will take up to 6. So I can do this. Okay. This is one approach. 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 3, 5. Or else I will go with this approach. In this approach, what I was doing, I was using a if condition. So let me first comment this. Take this and paste it here. So here, if I less than length of all nums, print all nums of I. What do I get? 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 3, 5, 9. All I am getting. So I do minus 1 and I get all the values. Okay. So, sorry, the last value is avoided. Okay. So here what I can do is see this. Let me divide this code into different parts. This is one thing, right? The question is, what is the question? Print all values except first value. For that, what we have seen is this is one way, that is case 1. This way we can do one thing. This one is another way when we can where we can do the things. Okay. And then another way, I want to use another way, that is the case number 3 for this. Case number 3, I'll be not using any if condition, but in the code itself, in the loop itself, I want to write it. So what do I do here? I write like this: for I in a range of, what range? Range of starting point I will give. So starting point is 1 comma this, all nums. Okay. This will also print all values except first value. Let us check whether this is working or not. See, all values except the first value. That means 4, 6, 8, 1, 3, 5, 9. 2 is omitted in this case. Okay. So this is also one of the way where I am starting it from 1. Okay. Then we have this second question. Second question is print all values except last value. Next question is this one, except last value, where we again have 3 ways to do it. Case 1 is this one. Case 2 is this one. And one more case we have, that is case 3. Okay. This way we are able to see the things. So what is happening here? We can see print all values except first value. We have seen 3 ways. Print all values except last value. For that also we have seen 3 ways. Okay. So these things we have to remember. These things we have to be flexible. We have to be able to, we should be able to think in these all different ways. Okay. Okay. That's it. Then what is there? So accept the last elements, last index to first index. Okay. So last index to first index means again we have to use a negative step in the looping. So let us see. The next question is print all values from last index to first index. That is in a reverse order. So what do I do? Can I use all these ways? So this thing I cannot use it. Okay, slicing will not be happening here. So I'll go with this two cases. So first case, let me try to do it. Case one, I don't know if there are two ways or not. Let us see whether we can do it or not. So case one, where we are not using any if condition, right? Last to first. Last to first means I have to write something like for I in a range of ln of all nums. Okay, for I in range of ln of all nums, and then what I do is last index to first index. Okay, so last index to first index means I have to start from ln of all nums. From which index I have to start? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Index is 7. Length is 8. So if it is length of all nums is 8. So I have to start from 7. That means I will start from -1 and I will go up to what value? I have to go up to 0. I have to go up to 0. But 0 will it be included? It will not be included. And as I'm going from forward to negative backward, I have to put a -1. So now just see, this -1 means what we are doing is this -1 means the step. I'm going -1 -1, isn't it? So let us see now. This should not give us the proper output. Okay, all nums of I. It should omit the first value. Okay, so let us see. Okay. So I got 9531864, not the 2, because I have given here 0. So if I put here -1, -1, -1, length -1, -1, -1. So now I should get all the values. Yes, 9531864, all the values in reverse order. Okay. Why that is happening? Because we have to put here -1 because -1 will not be included. So after that 0 is included. Okay, fine. And we are putting a step here. This is known as step. We have seen earlier this one. Okay, this is one way. And another way, is it possible if I use this one? So this one is not possible because if I don't use this reverse process will not be possible. Okay. Okay, fine. So this is how we have to do it. Then what is the next thing? So here again you have to use conditions. So these things you can try on your own. From last index to first index, except the first element. So except the first element, just now I have seen, if I put here 0, I am not getting the first element. That's it. Okay. So you just need to change the thing. Except the last element. Again, if you write here, last element means -2, you will not get the last element. Okay, last element I am not getting 1357 599 I am not getting. Okay, this way you can check. So these are some of the possibilities that can be done. So these assignments you just try to complete. Okay, maximum number, minimum number we have already seen yesterday. how to use the minus infinity and plus infinity. Same thing needs to be used in this array. Okay, so now I want to go to the one thing that I had left at that point, that is the enumerate. Okay, that enumerate is a very powerful method. Okay, enumerate is a very powerful function of the for looping in array in list. Okay, so let me come to that. So what I will do is, uh, shall I create a new file? Okay, no problem. Here only I will write. So I'll comment this now. Okay, was our nums? All nums is a list. Okay, fine. So I'll use something like, as I shown you, when I write for a in enumerate, there is a function called enumerate function. Enumerate of all nums. What I was getting, if I try to print the print a, what I was getting? I was getting some peculiar kind of thing. This thing is known as tuple, but today I will not discuss tuple. Maybe in the next class I will discuss about tuple. But you just try to understand here what is happening. This output is coming as a pair, always a pair. See, every time it is a pair. What are these things? In the pair, the first value is the index 0 to 7, and a second value of the tuple is the each element of the list. Okay, so at a 0 index 2 is there, at 1 index 4 is there. That is what it is saying here. It is written 2 comma 6. That means at a second index I have 6. So this way it is giving us. Now we have a technique in uh, Python to break this tuple into two parts. Okay, so instead of a, I can write any two values like x comma y, where first value is index, right? So x will be index, y will be value. So I can write I comma v, I comma v. What is the meaning of I comma v? I is the index, v is the value. So if I write here I, it will print only the index. See, only the index it is printing. If I print v, I'll get only the value. Okay, this is how we can do it. Now let us try to do one of the previous questions, or print all values except first value. What I can do here, if I use this, so let's say this will become case 4 for this. Okay, so can I bring this part to there? Ah, so I'll go here and write a case 4 here. Okay, case 4. To print all values except first value. What I will do is I will use this enumerate and I will check the same condition. If I greater than 0, only then print the value. If I greater than 0, I don't need to use this all nums of I. In this cases, if you have noticed, we are writing again all nums of I, all nums of I. Here I don't need that because V contains the value. So I don't need to write all nums of I. Okay, V is each value. So I'll directly write here print of V. Okay, so if I do this now, I will get all elements except the first element. Okay, I am checking for this condition here. If I greater than 0, only then print the value. When the first time, when the I value is 0, it is not printing this value because the if condition is false. When the second value is coming, its I value is greater than 0, so it is printing that value. So this way I should get 4681359. Okay, 4681359. Okay, these are the various array operations or looping. Actually we did only looping on the arrays. Okay, nothing else. We didn't do any kind of operation. We didn't change the array using these techniques. Here we have seen only how in different ways we can do some looping on arrays. Okay, using the range, without using the range, using enumerate. This enumerate is a very powerful function. Okay, when we'll be dealing with complex arrays in future, like array, complex lists, list of documents. In those things, we need this enumerate. There is no other way. Okay, okay, fine. Now I'll go to something called. I'll create a new file. Wait, there are something called list methods dot py. Okay, so I'll take one list. Say nums is equal to 21, 32, 43, 54, 65, 76. Okay. Now we have, there are a lot of methods, but I will discuss only 5, 6 of them, which will be using in our daily work. Okay. So let us see, there is a way to add something to this list. Okay. Let's say I want to add 99 after this 76. Okay. What do I do for that? So I write something like nums dot append, nums dot append of what number I want to add, 99. Okay, if I do this and I in the next line, if I do print of nums, what will happen? I'll get, oh, this is running the old file. Okay, py, what is the next file? List methods dot py. Ah, so I got a list 21, 32, 43, 54, 65, 76, and 99. The 99 number got appended to the old array. So append means it will add the element to the last of the list. Append will add it to the last. Okay, it will add it to the end of the list. Okay, then, but this one is always adding it to the end, isn't it? It is not helping us to add it anywhere. Like I want to add a number here after 43. I want to add let's say what it is called, after 43 I want 99 here, before 54, after 43 and 54. So in between 43 and 54 I want the 99. So for that I have a method called insert. But this insert, I have to tell two things: at what position. So 0, 1, 2, or maybe 3. At third position, I want 99. What will happen now? Let's see. So at third position, that means after 43. At third position, it is adding the 99. So it is coming between 43 and 54. Okay. This is how we can use the insert method. Then we have a remove method. Okay. There's a remove method. Let us see what this remove method will do. Insert, remove. Now, remove will take only one value. What value? It will take that value which you want to remove. Let's say I want to remove 43 from this. It will remove the 43 from the list. So 43 got removed from the list, isn't it? But let us say I have so many 43s here. In the list, I have total 343s are there. Here 143 is there. Here 143 is there. Here 143 is there. So which one it will remove? Will it remove all? No. It will remove only the first 43 that it encounters. The first 43 that it sees will be removed. The remaining 243 are still there. Okay. This is the uh, purpose of remove. Okay. Then after that remove, I have one more thing, that is something called pop, list.pop. This pop will remove the last element from the list. Okay, this pop is having two different varieties. This is first variety is when I am not passing any argument in the pop, when I am not passing any number. Nums.pop parenthesis over. Nothing if I do, it will automatically remove the last element. What is the last element? It is 43. So it will have 76. So let me remove these extra 43s. These are creating problem. Okay. So what this will do? It will remove the 43 from the end, and I will get 21, 32, 54, 65, 76. Last 43 is removed. Now let us say I want to tell at which position the number should be deleted, because pop is only removing the last element, not anything in between. If I want to do that, so let's say in third index, whatever is there, I want to remove it. Then I have to pass the index here, nums.pop of 3. Then it will remove it at third position. So let us see what will happen now. So now I got 21, 32, 54, 76, 43. So this 65 got removed from the list. Okay, fine. Then, then there is a method called count. Now let us take the previous example where I had so many 43, 143, another 43 here, another 43 at last. So this count will help us to count the number of times this value is coming. So nums.count of 43 means how many times 43 is coming? 3 times, isn't it? So I should get 3 in the output. Am I getting? Oh, what happened? Ah, nums.count. Okay, okay. So I have to do print this nums.count of 43. Ah. So nums.count of 43. So actually I should do something like this. I should write times is equal to nums.count. How many times it is coming? So I should use a variable, and then I should assign the nums.count uh, functionality to that. So now I will get 3 in the output. How many times? 3. If I write here instead of 43, if I write 21, 21 is coming only one time. So I should get 1. Oh, sorry, didn't save it. So, so I'm getting only 1. Now let's say I take a number which is not even present in the array. Let's say 99. 99 is not present in the list. So if I try to print this times, I will get 0 because 99 is present 0 times in the whole list. Okay. Then this is about the counting. Okay. It can count. Then we have something called a sorting. Okay. So sorting is something like, let us see, nums dot sort. Okay, nums dot sort. So will it sort the original array or not? Let us check. Nums dot sort, and I am trying to print the nums. So what do I get? Is it sorted in ascending order? See, it is automatically sorted in ascending order. 21, 32, 43, 3 times it is coming. So 43, 43, 43, then 54, 65, 76. Okay, it is sorting the original array in ascending order. Okay, then we have something like reverse. Instead of sort, if I write reverse, it will reverse the array. That means first 43 will come. So output will be 43, 76, 65, 54 like that. So let us see. 43, 76, 65, 54, 43, 32, 21, 43. Okay, the reverse process. So now using this sort and reverse, I can combine something like I want to, if I write here sort, it is always sorting in ascending order. I want to sort it in descending order. So what do I do? After doing nums of sort, I have to apply the reverse on it. So nums dot sort dot reverse. After sorting, if I reverse it, after sorting, it becomes what it is called. Sorry, I cannot write it directly here. I have to write something like that. Nums dot sort and then nums dot reverse. Okay. If I do this, now it will be sorted in descending order. 76, 65, 54, 43, 43, 43, 32, 21. Okay. So these are some of the important list methods we will be using in our future assignments and projects. Okay. That's it. That's it for the session. See you in the next class.